Hey Vegeta, what does YouTube say about a subscriber count? I said, hey,
I heard what you said, Nappa. No, I'm not doing it.
But why, Vegeta?
Look how far we've fallen, Nappa. I am still the Prince of all Saiyans. I will not continue to be dragged about to indulge every YouTuber hitting a milestone.
Come on, we even got Goku this time.
Hey guys!
Do it yourself.
Fine. Hey, Other Nappa, what does YouTube say about a subscriber count? Oh, hi, Other Me. Sure, I'd be glad to check YouTube for you. Let's see. Well, I'll be. Hey, Vegeta, how did that go again?
It's over 9,000.
Haha!
Oh, God damn it, Nappa.
Welcome back to the Game Collection. I am SuperDerek, and this is Super Saiya Densetsu, Dragon Ball Z, Legend of the Super Saiyan. Legend of the Super Saiyan is an RPG on the Super Famicom that was never brought to the United States. The game was released in 1992, well before the anime series took off in the United States, and is actually an enhanced remake of two Famicom RPGs, Gyoshu Saiyan and Gekishin Frieza. While the Famicom series continued on throughout the end of the Android saga, the Super Famicom never received another entry. It wasn't until the Dragon Ball Z anime took off in the mid to late 90s that knowledge of Legend of the Super Saiyan took hold. During this time, emulation of Super Nintendo titles was easily achievable on most mid-range PCs, and thanks to the efforts of some dedicated teams, the game received a couple of fan translations. The first patch, by Saiya Translations, was released in 2000. This was a retranslation of a French patch by Bessa B. The README file for the patch states that the game was 99% complete, but only 7% of the game used real dialogue. Quote, "When I finished translating the game from French to English, I found out Bessa B wasn't using real dialogue, so now I'm doing a retranslation." That really must have sucked to find out. Through my research, it appears as though the group's intended Japanese to English translation never came to fruition, and this Frankenstein translation was the only option for English-speaking fans for nearly a decade. In June of 2011, Klepto Software released version 1.0 of their English patch. This patch was also initially based, in part, on the French patch, but Japanese translator Unifarmer and Ain Ni Hen were brought in to assist in a direct translation. This patch received its most recent update, version 1.02, in February of 2016. This is the patch I used for the review. In Super Saiya Densetsu, you play as the various heroes of Dragon Ball Z between the events of the Saiyan saga, when Raditz arrives, through the end of the Frieza saga. The plot of the game does diverge from the anime and manga substantially at times, while mercifully skipping the filler content featured in the anime. No fake Namek, no Snake Palace, etc. But instead you'll encounter battles with hordes of Cybermen inside several caves and decoy boss battles, that kind of thing, that pads out the story to a good 20 to 25 hours. The game also allows the player to diverge from canon pretty significantly as well. If characters don't die during battle when they do in the show, you're allowed to keep them. These divergences, though, don't really alter the story in any way, so don't get your hopes up. In fact, that's the plot of the game in a nutshell. Don't get your hopes up. The game is supplemental to the show or manga, so if you're playing the game, chances are you already have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen. As good as parts of the story of Dragon Ball Z could be at times, don't try to fool yourself into thinking it's the sort of thing that could fill a Squaresoft Super Nintendo RPG. It's definitely not, and don't kid yourself, nobody really watched Z for the plot. You know it, the game designers knew it was all about the epic battles. In Legend of the Super Saiyan, the battle system is geared more toward a cinematic experience. Attack turns can be long and drawn out, as each hero and each enemy takes a turn exchanging blows with their targets. Each exchange takes at least 3 seconds, usually longer. Individual encounters can last quite a while, especially in 5 vs 5 battles, especially when characters or enemies choose cards that allow them to attack all enemies. That's right, cards. At the beginning of a turn, you're given a hand of cards to choose from. Each card has an attack power stat, represented by stars on a Dragonball, and a defense stat, represented by Japanese numerals on another Dragonball. Each one ranked 1 through 7, with a Z card representing the strongest stat. In the center of each card, there's a symbol that indicates the character affiliation of the card, or if the card is a key attack. If a character is given a card with a symbol matching their own symbol, they will get to attack all enemies. Choosing the key card will allow that character to use some of their signature key blasts from the show. Normal attacks have a random chance of causing extra damage through follow-up attacks, represented by those characters entering a Mode 7 Flying Headbutt mode. The process can be drawn out, but with the right mindset, these can actually be a lot of fun and enjoyed for their cinematic qualities, especially during boss fights. Musically though, the game is pretty limited. There are really only a handful of tracks in the game, but they're not bad. You will get tired of them in less than 20 hours though. My suggestion is to play the game normally, get your experience, then crank down the volume and listen to your favorite Dragon Ball Z soundtrack instead. The game was left in Japan, so prices are kind of hard to track. Importing a copy from Japan can be done for $20 though. I bought a copy and played it with a translation patch using a Retron 5. Wood was kind enough to loan me his after mine picked up a unfortunate smoking habit during a freak electrical accident. Overall, as an RPG, I'd say this game is pretty bad. It's slow, it's boring, and it favors form over function. But it's the perfect indulgence for fans of the series. Not entirely unlike this review right now. I really appreciate every single person who has subscribed or who has commented or even liked or even watched one of these videos. I feel like we're just a big group of friends, and the fact that there are over 9,000 of you out there right now it's beyond my comprehension, really. Writing these reviews and editing them, it's really easy to forget that just behind this camera is a legion of people out there supporting me. And that is incredibly inconceivable to me. I just can't wrap my mind around that. It's been a really wild ride, guys. I don't even know what to say. So I guess I'll just say that I'll see you guys next time on Dragon Ball Z. I mean, on the game collection. I'm actually not done thanking people just yet, because Caleb Nidley and Robert Dawson have both decided to support me over on Patreon.com, and I wanted to send them a special thank you, as well as extend a thank you to all of my patrons who are currently scrolling past. Over the past few months, they've been extremely generous and extremely helpful. If you would like to become a patron or are considering becoming one, head on over to Patreon.com. There will be links in the description. Thanks, everybody.